Hello, everyone, and welcome to MindTea, a podcast where we discuss sip-sized practical tools for meaningful living. I'm your host, Izzy Wan, a mindfulness teacher, hypnotherapist, tea ceremony host, and speaker. In today's episode, I want to share with you 5 mindset shifts that have genuinely changed my own life. Small but powerful reframes that have helped me to find more strength, peace, and resilience, both in my personal life and in my work life. These are ideas that have come up a lot recently in conversations with friends and clients, little shifts in how we see life that end up transforming how we live it. So if you're in a season of change, of self-discovery, or even of just reflection, I hope these mindset shifts can give you something nourishing to sip on today. Let's begin. Number 1. Your external world is a direct reflection of your inner world. We've all met people who say they want to build that business, to get those 8 abs, or start eating healthy, but the external does not match up to it. We might start thinking they're lazy, they're unmotivated, they're not good at it, but actually it often goes a lot deeper than that. Perhaps some of those reasons are true, but sometimes it's actually a lot more closely related with our subconscious. Maybe they don't truly believe that they're able to achieve that thing. Maybe there are secondary benefits to staying the same. Or maybe their goal doesn't actually matter that much to them. For example, I'm someone who has often been late in a lot of situations in the past. It's been a long-standing habit of mine, regardless of who I'm seeing that day, where I'm going, what the venue is. I would often say to people and to myself too, that I wanted to change, that I needed to change. But I found that time after time, I was still showing up 15, 20, sometimes even 30 minutes late. So I took a step back and I dug deeper. I got real with myself and I asked myself, how much does this goal actually matter to me? I keep saying I want to change this thing, but how come I don't do it? Consciously, I told myself that I wanted to change, but subconsciously, maybe I was quite happy to stay the same. Because I'm someone who hates wasting my own time, the pain of wasting my own time was selfishly bigger than the pain of taking up someone else's time. And once I realized that, I was able to start making the real change because it started to bring into perspective that this was not a respectful way of being, and that I wanted the people who I met to feel cared for, and therefore I wanted to show up for them, even if it meant wasting my own time. But I had to get really real with myself in order to realize this in the first place. The truth is, your external world is a direct reflection of your inner reality. If there's constant chaos in your circles, if there's a constant mess in your living space, then there's most likely constant mental clutter within. And once you've identified these, you can then work with the mind rather than against it. Everything starts from the mind. And when we understand this, we begin to pay a lot more attention to our mental fitness, not just our physical fitness. This really stood out for me when I was studying for my hypnotherapy diploma. There are already numerous studies I knew about on how hypnotherapy has been highly effective, even above traditional medicine or physical therapy, in areas of sleep, weight loss, pain reduction, and smoking cessation. Something that is simply and only fully dependent on the strength of the mind and visualization. How is this possible? I remember thinking to myself. But I really felt the power of this when I was hypnotized myself during training. That powerful shift where the mind begins to believe a new vision and the body follows. I had literal goosebumps because of how powerful this work is. The mind influences the body far more than we realize, and I really started to digest that after experiencing it myself. Number 2, the 1% better everyday motto. So this is my personal favorite motto and the single thing that has made the biggest difference to my own productivity. It is a philosophy of achieving significant, long-term success through consistent, small, incremental improvements, and is a concept popularized by people like James Clear in his book Atomic Habits, Stephen Bartlett in his own business mindset, and Sir Dave Brailsford in his Olympic cycling training. The idea is that 1% improvements compound and accumulate over time to create massive change. For example, consistently improving by 1% each day for a year would make you 37 times better by the end of the year. For me, I actually thought of starting a podcast 2 years ago, And I didn't, because like a lot of us, we would think about how much work that would be. Learning the editing, researching the right equipment, getting to know the technology better. That's too much work, I thought. So I never got started until I started to change my own mindset, focusing on getting 1% better every day. So my 1% started with researching mics and nothing else on day 1, and then comparing my top 3 mics and nothing else on day 2, and then purchasing the best one and nothing else on day 3. And then in 4 weeks' time, I launched my podcast, all because of that 1% each day. So even today, my 1% looks like making sure that I'm doing at least one thing, contributing to my work every day, even if it's as small as drafting a LinkedIn post idea or editing one reel only. Our dream life does not happen overnight. It's built through small, micro actions, adding each piece in one by one to slowly pull all the pieces together. Whatever idea you want to achieve, you don't have the entire plan figured out, and that's okay. You don't have to have the entire plan figured out. That can be incredibly overwhelming, right? All you need to do is to know the first 1% action you can take to get the ball rolling, and then the next step will naturally reveal itself with each step you take. Just get started. Number 3, trying is winning. There are only 2 outcomes that happen when you try. Number 1, you fail and you learn. Number 2, you try and you succeed. Both get you closer to your goal. Whatever it is that you want to do, if you're consistently showing up, you will get there. Yes, it may take a long time to get there, or maybe it doesn't. It doesn't matter. What matters is that you will get there eventually. I remember researching this for an essay at university and discovering that skill acquisition takes about 10,000 hours of deliberate practice in order to reach mastery. History shows this too. James Dyson built 5,127 prototypes before his first vacuum worked. Payal Kadakia, the founder of ClassPass, spent 3 years and over $250,000 through dozens of failed models before ClassPass finally succeeded. Even Jay Shetty's first videos barely got any views. It took him 2 years of trial and error before he started to gain traction. And of course, we all know the example of Thomas Edison, who tried more than 1,000 experiments before succeeding in creating the light bulb. He was famously quoted as saying, "I didn't fail 1,000 times. I found 1,000 ways that do not work." The light bulb was an invention with 1,000 steps. Failure is not the opposite of progress. It is the process. No one gets it right the first time. Failure is your best teacher, and the key is to get up, to learn, and to keep trying. Number 4, unacceptance is the cause of suffering. This is something that my Qigong teacher often says. We suffer not because of what happened to us, but because we resist what happened. We suffer not because of what happened to us, but because we resist what happened. When it comes to our relationships with others, we often replay these stories in our head, ruminating over the why of things, trying to figure out the narrative. Why did this person do that? Why do they think of me this way? Why did they behave in that manner? But actually, when it comes to others, the why doesn't really matter that much. Every person's action makes complete sense to them. It might make no sense to you at all, or the next person. But to each person, their actions make complete sense to them. So there's no point in trying to understand why or how they behave like this. It just is. And the sooner we are able to understand this, the sooner we can let go of our expectations of people, and the sooner we can accept and truly see them for exactly who they are. When we refuse to accept these difficult situations, we're fighting against nature, and we're fighting against a reality that will eventually happen anyway, regardless of whether or not we want to accept them. Therefore, when you surrender to the flow of life, you're actually releasing your own suffering. Some people think they have to hold on to this anger, this resentment, and these grudges as a way of punishing this person who wronged them. But no one is punished but yourself. We are all self-interested beings, and when you feel this anger towards someone else, who do you think feels your experience the most? So the thing that will give you the most peace is to release, accept, and be. Number 5, long-term gain is short-term pain. Has anything significant you've gained in your life ever taken you a short amount of time to achieve? Probably not, right? Building muscle requires going to the gym consistently over several months to a year, putting in those same reps time after time before you start to notice those visible changes. Gaining a qualification takes several years of study, late nights, and meticulous research in your area of expertise. Even making friends takes an accumulated 50 hours of time to move from acquaintance to a casual friend, and then more than 200 hours to move from a casual friend to a close friend. Oftentimes, the bigger the goal, the longer it is going to take to get there. The longer you can delay gratification towards your short-term efforts towards that thing, the greater the resilience you will build, and hence the greater your momentum towards your long-term goals. As resilience is ultimately about how fast you can bounce back from those challenges. Our biggest obstacle isn't our lack of talent, it's our lack of patience to see it all come into fruition. The difference between the person who succeeds and the person who gives up is not skill, it's endurance. If you move from a place of short-term gain, it is often from a place of desperation, and so the results of what you achieve will be proportionate to the short-term efforts and time placed towards it. Desperation also comes from the state of low vibration, so you'll be attracting the easiest, quickest experiences for you, even when they are not the most aligned, and even if they will cost you in the long run. You won't be able to see the best choices for you when you're acting from a state of desperation, whether in relationships or in business. So if you do choose to do something, put all your energy and focus towards it, give it your all, and be in it for the long run. Don't scatter your attention on a plan B, on a plan C, on a plan D, plan E. You have to have laser focus on the plan A. It needs to be the only option where all your resources go towards. And you have to be patient to pick yourself up when it doesn't succeed immediately and zoom out to focus on the wider, bigger picture. Remember, it's the long-term thinkers with the long-term vision who win in the end. So those are the 5 mindset shifts that have changed my life this year. And to recap these shifts, it is number 1, that your external world is a direct reflection of your inner world. Number 2, the 1% better everyday motto is what aids growth over time. Number 3, trying is winning. Number 4, unacceptance is the cause of suffering. Number 5, long-term gain is short-term pain. Alright guys, that's all I have for you. Thank you for being here, and if any of these resonated with you, let me know in the comments below, or any other mindset shifts that have helped you to get to where you are today. If you took any value from this episode, I'd be so grateful if you could do me a favor and take a moment to subscribe and rate the show, or share this with someone who you love so more people can benefit from mindfulness. Until next time, keep steeping in wisdom and don't forget to take a moment for yourself, even if it's just 5 minutes.